Motion. Motion is a common experience in our life. An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. We observe birds flying in air, buses, autos, cars, bullock carts moving on roads, trains on railway tracks, and many other objects around us in motion. Apart from observing motions of objects around us, we ourselves experience motion while we are walking, running, playing, riding a bicycle, etc. Similarly, many objects like trees, buildings, display boards, electric poles, etc. at rest while we walk to school. When we sit inside a moving bus or train, we observe that the objects like trees, buildings, electric poles, etc. are moving. Motion and rest. An object said is to be at rest if there is no change in its position with respect to its surroundings in given time. The position of the car has changed with respect to the tree in 2 seconds, but there is no change in the position of the tree with respect to its surroundings. An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. A rest if there is no change in its position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. Thus, we can say that the tree is at rest and the car is in motion. Observing motion of the car. As the car moves, the distance between the driver and the car changes. The distance between the car and gate of the house is changed. The window indicates that the car is moving. There is no change in the position of gate of the house, car with respect to its surroundings. That the driver of the car at rest with respect to each other, but both are in motion. The body may be at rest with respect to one set of surrounding and at the same time be in motion with respect to another set of surroundings. Observing certain motions. Observe the pictures. The man in the boat is moving in relation to the bank of river. He is at rest with respect to the boat. The girl on the swing is at rest in relation to seat of the swing. She is moving with respect to the garden. The girl on the bicycle is moving in relation to the road. She is at rest in relation to the bicycle. Uniform and non-uniform motion. A body is said to be in motion if its position keeps on changing with time. But in our daily life, we experience certain motions in which the change in position of objects remains the same for a time interval. In some other motions, the change in position of object for a given time interval. Movement of hands of a clock. A body cycling in a crowded place. Movement of a housefly. The fan in an air cooler running at fixed speed. A train entering into a railway station. Flying of kite in air. They change their positions with time. Observing time and distance values. Time in seconds. Distance travelled. 0 seconds. 0 meters. 10 seconds. 150 meters. 20 seconds. 300 meters. 30 seconds. 450 meters. 40 seconds. 600 meters. Car A. Time in seconds. Distance travelled. 0 seconds. 0 meters. 10 seconds. 50 meters. 20 seconds. 90 meters. 30 seconds. 180 meters. 40 seconds. 230 meters. Car B. Obviously, car A, the change in position in every 10 seconds is 150 meters, but for car B, the change position is not constant. For first 10 seconds, it is 50 meters. Second, 10 seconds, it is 40 meters. For third 10 seconds, it is 90 meters, and fourth 10 seconds, 50 meters. Thus, motion of car A is uniform and motion of car B is non-uniform. If a body covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. If a body covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Identifying uniform and non-uniform motion. Movement of hands of a clock. Uniform. A body cycling in a crowded place. Non-uniform. Movement of a housefly. Non-uniform. The fan in an air cooler running at fixed speed. Uniform. A train entering into a railway station. Non-uniform. Flying of kite in air. Non-uniform. Types of motion. Motion is important to be aware that there exist different types of motions and each type is dependent on a particular situation. Car is moving in same direction along a straight line. Blades of ceiling fan rotate about a fixed line in a circular path. Needle of sewing machine moves up and down about a fixed point. Pendulum of the wall clock oscillates to and fro about a fixed point. Based on the path taken by the bodies in motion, we classify motion of bodies as translatory motion, rotatory motion, and oscillatory motion. Translatory motion. If all parts of a moving body move in the direction of motion, then the motion is said to be translatory motion. Example: movement of car on a road. Let us do. Take a table tennis ball and keep it on the surface of a table. Push the ball with your finger and observe its motion. When you push the ball on the surface of a table, it moves from one end to the other end, and all the particles of the ball also move along the direction of motion of the ball. Hence, the ball is in translatory motion. Similarly, each particle of the ball moves in a circular path about a particular line when the ball rolls on the surface. Therefore, it is in rotatory motion. The ball possesses both translatory and rotatory motions. Let us do. Observe following motions of bodies and label them as rotatory, translatory, translatory and rotatory. Fan, motion of blades of a ceiling fan, rotatory. Arrow, motion of an arrow left from a bow, translatory. Sun, motion of the earth around the sun, rotatory. Drill bit, motion of a drill bit, translatory and rotatory. Bicycle, motion of a rider on the bicycle, motion of wheels of an object, translatory and rotatory. Oscillatory motion. Observe the following pictures. The to and fro motion of an object about a fixed point, always following the same path, is called oscillatory motion. Example, movement of swing. If we critically examine the above mentioned motions, in each case, the objects move backwards and forward or upward and downward on the either side of a fixed point or a line. Example, the girl on a swing moves backwards and forward on each side of the rest position of the swing. Similarly, in other cases also, the body is in to and fro motion along the same path of motion. This type of motion is called oscillatory motion. Identify oscillatory motions. A spinning top, bullet from a gun, typewriting key, oscillatory motion. Motion of a potter's well, motion of a vibrating sitar string, oscillatory motion. Motion of a car taking a turn while moving, ringing of a bell, oscillatory motion. A bouncing ball, oscillatory motion. Slow and fast motion. The distance travelled by an object in a given interval of time can help us to decide which one is faster and which one is slower. Time. We use the word time very often in our daily life. Look at the following example. Observe the word time for different purposes. In some situations, without using the word time, we express the duration of time like so late, so early, etc. Units: second, minute, hour, week, fortnight, month, season, annum, etc. Estimating time. Ravi and Satish started for school at 8 a.m. from their houses side by side. Ravi started on a bicycle and Satish by walk. How do you measure early and late? Arrival at school. Early or late can be measured by using watches, clocks, etc. Comparing the motion of objects. Observe following pairs of motion and decide which one is slower and which one move faster. Serial number. Pairs of objects in motion. Slow, fast. Number 1. Aeroplane, fast. Train, slow. Number 2. Bus or auto rickshaw. Fast. Rickshaw. Slow. Number 3. Bicycle. Slow. Scooter. Fast. Number 4. Elephant. Slow. Cheetah. Fast. Number 5. Dog. Fast. Buffalo. Slow. Number 6. Man. Slow. Horse. Fast. Priya, Karthik, Divya and Kiran participated in a 100-meter running race. They took 20 seconds, 22 seconds, 25 seconds and 28 seconds respectively to reach the finishing line. Obviously, we can say that all of them ran the same distance of 100 meter, but time taken to cover the distance was different. Priya took the shortest time of 20 seconds. Who will reach the school first? How much earlier will he be compared to the other? Ravi will reach the school first. We need to measure the time taken by both Ravi and Satish. We need time measuring instruments like watches, clocks, etc. Nowadays, we use different instruments like electronic clocks, digital clocks, quartz clocks, etc. to measure time. A few decades ago, people used pendulum clocks that have now become rare. Measurement of time using stop clock. Stop clocks are used to measure time interval between occurrence of events accurately. You might have seen stop clocks in the laboratory. We use stop clocks in a laboratory to measure short intervals of time like time taken for completion of chemical reaction, time taken by the pendulum for one oscillation, etc. Nowadays, we find stop clocks almost in all cell phones. In our daily life, stop clocks help measure pulse rate, etc. They also help us to accurately measure the times in running race, swimming race, etc. Let us do. Take a cell phone, go to setting and open stop clock option. Measure the time taken for the events mentioned in the table. Event, duration time, ringing of long bell in the school, 18 seconds. Completion of prayer song, 45 seconds. Running 200 meters by your friend in the school ground, 42 seconds. Completion of pledge during school assembly, 28 seconds. Units of time. Time in seconds or minutes or hours to specify the occurrence of an event. The basic unit of time is a second. Larger units of time are minutes and hours. 60 seconds, 1 minute. 60 minutes, 1 hour. 24 hours, 1 day. 365 days, 1 year. 10 years, 1 decade. 10 decades, 1 century. 10 centuries, 1 millennium. Speed. Speed of an object is the distance travelled by it in a unit time. Speed equals to distance travelled by time taken. Units. SI system is meter per second. Many objects in the world around us are moving. Compare how fast they are moving. Observe the speedometer in motor cars. Usually, the speedometer in a vehicle shows the distance travelled in kilometers and the needle shows the speed of the journey in kilometers per hour. Activity. Travel on a motor vehicle with your father to market or any other place and observe the changes in speedometer reading. Speedometer reading. Speed. Corresponding time. Time. Zero speed. Started at home 9 to 10 a.m. 20 speed 9:15 a.m. 30 speed 9:20 a.m. We experience in our everyday life that most of the objects in motion do not have the same speed throughout the journey. The speed of the object, consider its average speed. Calculate average speed formula. Average speed equals to total distance travelled by total time taken to travel the distance. Therefore, thus, we can define speed of an object as the distance travelled by it in a unit of time. Units of speed. SI system is meter per second. Another unit commonly used for speed is kilometer per hour. 1 kilometer per hour equals to 5 by 18 meters per second. 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meters. 1 hour equals to 3600 seconds. 1 kilometer per hour equals to 1000 meters by 3600 seconds equals to 5 by 18 meters per second. Consider a car driven on a road. A person recorded the distance travelled after every 10 minutes. The distance reading in a speedometer, the distance travelled by the car at different instants. Time, reading of distance covered. 0 minute, 0 kilometers. 10 minutes, 15 kilometers. 20 minutes, 25 kilometers. 30 minutes, 38 kilometers. 40 minutes, 60 kilometers. The car has covered unequal distance in equal intervals of time. The speed of the car is not uniform. To find the speed of the car in the journey, calculate total distance travelled by the car and the total time taken to cover that distance. Total distance travelled by the car equals to 60 kilometers. Time 40 minutes. The distance travelled must be either in meter or kilometers and time in seconds per hour. The speed either in meters per second or kilometers per hour. Solution. 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. 40 minutes equals to 40 by 60 hours equals to 2 by 3 hour. Speed equals to distance travelled by time taken. equals to 60 km divided by 2 by 3 hour equals to 60 into 3 by 2 kilometers per hour equals to 90 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the car travelled with an average speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Solve the following problem. The speed of a bus is 72 km per hour, whereas the speed of the car is 12.5 meters per second. Which vehicle moves faster? To compare two speeds, they must be expressed in the same units. In the above example, speed of a bus is expressed in kilometers per hour and the speed of a car in meters per second. To compare these speeds, one of them must be converted to other. Solution. Speed of a bus equals to 72 kilometers per hour. Speed of a car equals to 12.5 meters per second. 1 kilometer per hour equals to 5 by 18 meters per second. 1 meters per second equals to 18 by 5 kilometers per second. Thus, the speed of car is 12.5 into 18 by 5 kilometers per hour equals to 45 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the bus moves faster than the car.